Friday 21st of September 2018. Now, although this isn't strictly news, it's very interesting. Cheren, the town that threw out police, politicians and gangsters. Well, of course, the police are gangsters and they're working with the gangsters, and the politicians are just crooks. All politicians are crooks. But let's have a read of this. In Mexico, organised crime reaches everywhere, even into the smallest village, except for one small town in the state of Michoacan. Led by local women, the people of Cheren rose up to defend their forest from armed loggers and kicked out police and politicians at the same time. The women met in secret to make their plans. They were sickened by the killings and kidnaps that had become routine and angered by the masked men who roamed their town demanding extortion payments from small businesses. Wait, wow, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like council tax. Demanding payments from small businesses, or we'll close you down. Oh wait, it is exactly the same as council tax, but what did they do? They kicked the crooked politicians out, they kicked the crooked police out, and they kicked the crooks out. Well, most of them anyway. If they can do it, so can we. Let's start kicking these scumbags in councils out, the police who are not fit for purpose, and the politicians in Parliament are an utter waste of time and drain on us all. They need to go. Australia PM advisor says climate change is UN-led ruse to establish new world order. Can't be put in your face more than that. Tony Abbott's business advisor says global warming is a fallacy supported by United Nations to create a new authoritarian new world order under its control. There you have it. Time for changes now. Time to kick these corrupt, criminal gangsters, because that's all the councils are, that's all the politicians are. They tell you what laws you're going to obey, and if you don't, then oh well, of course they're not laws, they're statutes and acts. Given consent, given the force of law by those who consent. In other words, those who are on the voters register have consented. Not those that aren't on it, those that are on it. So we need to get off the voters register for a start, because if enough come off, which is very close to, it would make any election invalid, because there's not enough population voting. Therefore, the election is invalid. Can we see it yet? Probably not. But I hope you can, because something needs to happen, or we're all going to end up in the shit. Speaking of shit, the scum. Straight in with a parasite alert. Mom and her mum. After 3-year cop probe, real Croydon cat killer is revealed for Fox's sake. Now, I don't believe that for a start. Yes, of course, foxes may kill cats, but not very many. And if I've seen foxes where they come and met a cat and the foxes has ran away, so I don't believe that. Evans, meet Boo and Walt. Our Brexit message to EU, dirty rats. Euro mobsters ambush May. No, they have not at all. She works with them. She just sits there and pretends to be against them, when in actual fact, they're all in it together. All of them. So, this is bullshit. This is like, oh, May's a good girl, when in actual fact, she's a treasonous traitor to everyone in this country. But, you know, believe what you see in the papers, because we know that whenever you read anything in the paper, it's going to be absolute bullshit. Aye. Croydon cat killer revealed. Please send 3-year manhunt. How Britain's climate is changing. Well, maybe that's to do with the chemtrails and the HAARP machines, which can change the weather to whatever they want it to be, basically. But you don't believe me? Well, go up, look up HAARP. HAARP. In fact, there's a video on YouTube, Angels Don't Play This, HAARP. Video by a guy that's looked into it, and he can tell you what's going on there. The only way to find out what's going on is to do your own research. Don't just take it because I say it. Go and look into it and check it out for yourself. Then when somebody comes up and says, oh, that's bollocks, you can just hit them with the facts. What happens when an octopus takes ecstasy? Why the frig would you give an octopus ecstasy? That's just... Aubameyang at the double in Arsenal win. Ah, good old British name there. Patrick Coburn on the future of Iraq. The Salzburg disaster. It's a disaster, I tell you, a disaster. EU ambushes Theresa May. That's the second paper that's used the same headline. And gives her 4 weeks to save talks. She's got no intention of saving the talks. And what she has done in her Chequers plan is absolutely no benefit to us whatsoever. It gives Brussels everything and us nothing. And it's still not enough for the EU dictatorship. Summit turns ugly as European leaders hit out at vulnerable PM. Except, of course, they're not, because they all go and sit down and have dinner after they've put this farce on TV and they've done all this shit. They sit down together, have a dinner and have a right laugh at how they pulled the wool over all of our eyes again. France and Germany want UK to suffer, says Hungarian leader. Don't worry, we're getting enough suffering just from this evil treasonous bitch. The Guardian. Licence to thrill. New Bond director. Cary Fukunaga. That's going to make an interesting when they're reading that one out, isn't it? Cary Fukunaga. It's almost like sounds something quite dirty there, doesn't it? I did say The Guardian, didn't I? May humiliated as European leaders tell her you're an evil bitch and we're not putting up with your satanic Luciferian shit anymore. Oh, no, that's what we should be saying in the paper. But what it actually says is your Brexit plan won't work. Because we've discussed it over dinner, as we said, and we said we were going to say this, so we've got to come out and say it, because this is how we confuse the general population of Europe to believe that we're good, when in actual fact we're just a communist dictatorship. Those in Britain who explain that everything is going to be alright are liars. That's correct, until we get that evil bitch locked up, along with the royals, along with the rest of the MPs that have ever voted against anything for us. When they're all locked up, then it's all going to be sorted very, very quickly. The Times. Stranger than fiction. Why everyone is listening to true crime. What Brexit will mean for your home. Naff all. Britain launches 250 million cyber force to wage war on terrorists. Whoa, whoa there. So they give 98 million to India. The waste throwing 250 million of your money to wage war on terrorists. But who are the terrorists? Well, I think we all know who the terrorists are. The governments of every country are the real terrorists. But they're wasting 250 million. That 250 million could put everyone in this country that's homeless into a home. But no, it's far more important that we go after basically the likes of me. Because I no doubt classed as a terrorist to these evil terrorists. Because I'm exposing the terrorists that is them. Museums in Titanic battle over treasures from the deep. And most papers seem to have the same picture of her in a red thing and the rest in blue. Humiliation for May as EU rejects Brexit plan. Leaders warn Chequers blueprint will not work. embattled Prime Minister facing Tory revolt. Wait a minute, here's an idea. You've heard it before. I say it almost every day. Repeal the 72 Act and we're out. Then lock up all these treasonous bastards in Parliament and the treasonous Freemasons in the police and the Freemasons are anywhere else as well. The crooked courts, the corrupt councils. We can sort this out. We can sort this out. Star. This car's a big hitter. It's a Citroen, I think, but it looks like a Mini. Monster Hindley's Secret Letters. Outfoxed. Cops spent 3 years searching for a notorious cat killer. Yesterday they found their culprits. Express. Parasite alert. Chef Megan gives Mum a taste of life as a royal. Don't talk shit. Her Brexit plan may have been rebuffed by a vengeful EU, but a defiant PM vows to protect Britain's interests and warns, I won't roll over on deal. Even though I already have, because we've already done the talk when we're having dinner, we know exactly where we're taking you, but we've got to make out that it's something that isn't expected. Because we all know what's going to happen. You know, when we sat there having dinner, we're basically screwing you. Daily fail. Parasite again. Megan's adoring look for Doria that says Mum now one of the firm too. Mum's now one of the firm too. Yeah, that's correct terminology there, because they are nothing but a bunch of corrupt gangsters. That's all the royals are, a bunch of gangsters that you have to pay for, of course, because that's how gangsterism works. Is that even a word, gangsterism? Yeah, it must be, because I've just said it. As EU chief stunned PM by snubbing Chequers plan, furious May, we're ready to walk away. Well, just repeal the 72 Act and we're out. Oh no, because you've already got the secret plans going on behind the scenes. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force are already integrating with Europe. We're not leaving the police part of it either. So we're not actually leaving, even if they show you a piece of paper that says, we've left the EU. Mirror. Moore's murderer Hindley's twisted deathbed letters. Government in crisis. Your Brexit's broken. May shattered as EU rejects her Chequers plan. This is total bullshit. Does anyone buy this crap anymore? UK closer than ever to crashing out with no deal. Well, let's just repeal the 72 Act and we're out and it's done and it's sorted. But of course, we're run by a bunch of treasonous, backstabbing, Luciferian, satanic bastards in Parliament, so they're never going to do that. Unless we lock them up and take back Parliament and then just repeal the 72 Act. Ta-da! Telegraph. Brexit is the choice of the British people, pushed by those who predicted easy solutions. Those people are liars. Unlike politicians, because it's well known they only ever lie when their mouths are moving. Scathing Macron warns Britain must climb down further if it wants a deal. In other words, you must bend over further so we can stick it up your jacksie. May humiliated by European leaders who reject Chequers as unworkable. No, it's not. They've already had the chat. They knew this was what they were going to do. They plan. Don't forget, they plan these things 20, 30 years in advance. They knew exactly where it was going, and they know exactly where this is going as well. And we ain't getting a Brexit. Disastrous negotiations threaten PM's leadership ahead of Tory conference. Oh yeah, where they go and they sit down and they drink expensive champagne and eat caviar while laughing at the stupid public that's voted for them. Duh! Battered and bruised, but the brave face endures. You alright? Metro. Strictly Tess. Don't know who she is. Meghan's mum on royal duty. Why our leaders should do live TV debates. That should actually say why our leaders should be in prison. Because they're a bunch of satanic, Luciferian, treasonous, treacherous bastards, the lot of them. And until they're locked up, along with the heads of the police, every Freemason chief constable, and down the line, everyone that's a Freemason needs to be locked up. 999, May crisis after Salzburg snub. Anything but independent. Meeting Israelis' last West Bank reporter. Jane Fonda and the patriarchy power. Pussy Riot poison mystery goes on. Booker shortlist shock omission. Well, that was all shit, wasn't it? EU leaders turn their back on May. Same photo again. That's because all the papers go to one of two places for their pictures and news. One is Reuters and the other one's like neither in or there, so that's why it's the same picture in all the papers. Again, don't waste your money on them. Backing final say takes Labour to brink of power. Support will surge if Corbyn calls for a Brexit vote. Polls find. It's them pesky polls again. Were you asked? No, me neither. So who did this poll? Oh, they just asked themselves and said, this is what we'll do. We'll ask ourselves, we'll say that they said this, and that's the way we'll say the poll went. Believe it or not, that's how it is. Financial Times. Should Ukraine repay Russian debt after an invasion? A Democratic named Beto is gaining ground in Texas. China's next move, how to respond to Trump's irrational trade war. May's Salzburg hopes dashed as EU leaders reject Chequers deal. Repeal the 72 Act. It's not frigging difficult, unless of course you're a treasonous, Luciferian, satanic piece of shit that wants removing from this planet, whether that be flat, round, cubed or whatever. Brexit plan will not work. Fight to keep talks alive. No? Moment of truth near, says Tusk. What truth is that then? Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.